In our lifetime, we absorb facts, information, and skills. We get our theoretical and practical understanding through education and experience. It's called knowledge. Welcome to television's longest-running high school quiz show, Knowledge Bowl. Let's join two of our 16 competing Northeast Michigan high schools and our host, Astrid Fitzpatrick, for today's match.
Hello, welcome to Knowledge Bowl, Michigan's longest-running quiz show. I'm your host, Astrid Fitzpatrick. Today our game is between Fairview and Alcona. We'll begin by introducing our teams, starting with Fairview, beginning with their captain.
Tyler Hoffman, senior.
Pearl Kilmer, sophomore.
Ethan Troyer, senior.
Grace Maurer, freshman.
Chance Yoder, senior.
Lauren Krupinski, sophomore. Emily Lansack, freshman.
And they're joined today by their coach, Steve Gussler. And on our Alcona teams, beginning with their captain.
Isaac Dubuque, senior.
Nathan Swinson, senior.
Alec Link, senior.
Pierce Bilby, freshman.
Antavius Micus, freshman.
Elliot Dubuque, freshman.
Haley Petty, sophomore.
And they're joined by their host, Linza Moran. I'd also like to thank our judge, Matthew Fitzpatrick, today. And our first round is a toss-up round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
Round 1 is a toss-up format. A question will be asked, and the first competitor to ring in has the opportunity to answer the question. If a correct answer is given, the team is awarded 10 points. No consulting is allowed. If the answer is incorrect, then the question goes to the opposing team to answer.
All right, we'll begin our first toss-up round. James Daly was a theater owner who bet he could introduce a new word into the English language within 24 hours. He paid employees to write 4 letters on walls all over town and won his bet. What was the word? Right, the correct answer was quiz. Name the famous English duke and general who became prime minister in 1828. The correct answer was Wellington. What was the result of the building of the Tower of Babel? Isaac?
It collapsed.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? All right, the correct answer was God confounded the speech of men so that they couldn't understand each other. What term is synonymous with index arbitrage, the simultaneous computer-driven transactions of a stock index's future contract and the equities which make up the index? It can cause wide springs in the stock market. Right, the correct answer was program trading. With which country did France form the Entente Cordiale in 1904? Nathan?
Germany.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Tyler?
Britain.
That's correct. State delegations to the Democratic National Presidential Convention are selected in one of 2 ways. What are those 2 ways? The correct answer was primaries and caucuses. What adjective describes a pattern of leaves that resembles a hand with fingers extended? Right, the correct answer was palmate. What was the name of the author of My Heart's in the Highlands? Right, the correct answer was Robert Burns. The Battle of Saratoga is often called the turning point of the Revolutionary War. Why? Ethan?
The first American victory over Britain.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Alcona? Isaac?
France joined the war afterwards.
All right, yes, that's correct. Basically, it increased the French government and the confidence from the French government in the American forces, and France began sending aid in the next year. So, right, this French phrase literally means "I don't know what" and refers to that little something, that quality that eludes description. What's the expression? Isaac?
Deja vu.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Right, the correct answer was je ne sais quoi. Give in simplified form the cube of the binomial x plus y. Right, the correct answer was x to the third power plus 3x to the second power y plus 3xy squared plus y cubed. What makes a trace fossil different from other fossils? Tyler?
There's no bone, no actual bone.
Yep, that's correct. The trace fossils consist of burrowings, tracks, and footprints, not part of the actual creature. Quote the next line in this folk ballad. Where have you gone, Lord Randall, my son? Right, the correct answer was, where have you been, my handsome young man? What phrase from Shakespeare's Macbeth means humane feeling, concern for other people? Nathan?
Empathy.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Right, the correct answer was milk of human kindness. 6 men are candidates in an election in which 2 are to be chosen. If a voter is instructed to mark his ballot either for 1 candidate or for 2 candidates, how many ways can the voter carry out these instructions? Ethan?
12.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alcona? Right, the correct answer was 21. From 1946 to 1966, what country won the Davis Cup 14 times? Right, the correct answer was Australia. The Commerce Department recorded that while the U.S. trade deficit with Japan fell to its lowest level since 1992, the trade deficit in which other Asian country rose 15% in 1995? Isaac?
China.
That's correct.
Yeah, boy.
A recent study by the National Cancer Institute surprisingly failed to find any correlation between exposure to this element and cancer. Name this much-hyped, supposedly cause-or-cancing radioactive gas. Isaac?
Phosphorus.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Right, the correct answer was radon. Okay, this one has 2 answers required. He claims he plans no sequel to his one big bestseller, in part because he says, what would I call it? A Longer History of Time or Son of Time? Name him and that bestseller. Isaac?
Stephen Hawking, A Brief History of Time.
That's correct. Chemically related to the insecticide Parathion, it was developed in the 30s and was used by the Nazis as a chemical warfare agent. Name this nerve gas released in 1995 in Tokyo subways. Isaac?
Agent Orange.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Ethan?
Mustard gas.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was sarin. In June 1994, it was announced that the American bald eagle would be removed from the endangered species list. Under what classification, less perilous than endangered, does the bald eagle now fall? Nathan?
Threatened.
That's correct. In February of 1945, a public opinion poll asked Americans which country they most worried about tangling with in the post-war era. Surprisingly, neither the USSR nor any other communist nation led. The nation that led is one with whom we've been at peace with since the 1914 Treaty of Ghent. Which nation? Isaac?
France.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Tyler?
Austria.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was England. They form about 2% of India's population, but about 15% of its armed forces. Name this turbaned religious group that dominates the Punjab. Ethan?
Muslim.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alcona? Pierce?
Buddhist.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was the Sikhs. And that's all the time we have for our first round. We'll be right back with some scores. All right, welcome back. So far, we've got Fairview with a score of 20 and Alcona with a score of 40. We're also joined on Alcona's side by alternate Antavius Micus. Our next round is the bonus round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
This is the bonus round. It consists of toss-up questions, as in round 1. However, this is the twist. The team answering correctly then gets 4 bonus questions. For each question answered correctly, a series of points will be awarded. Team members can consult, but only the team captain can answer the question. After an incorrect answer, the toss-up portion begins again for both teams.
All right, we'll start our bonus round with a couple toss-up questions first. A legislature's revocation of a law previously passed is called what? Right, the correct answer was repeal. What country's authors have won more Nobel Literature Prizes than any others, including the United States? Isaac?
Britain.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Ethan?
Germany?
Sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was France. Which of these plays is not a Greek tragedy? Oedipus the King, Electra, The Clouds, or Antigone? Grace?
The Clouds.
That's correct. Okay, I will define these new entries in the new 1991 Webster's Dictionary, and you identify the words. A Nebraskan, a native or resident of Nebraska. Right, the correct answer was Cornhusker. Right. 2 partners in business earn $60,000 one year. If the senior partner's share is 3 times that of the junior partner, what is the junior partner's share? Tyler?
15,000.
That's correct. All right, naval history. The Spanish Armada was destroyed in 1588 in what body of water? That was a question for Fairview.
The Pacific.
Sorry, that was incorrect. The correct answer was English Channel. Okay. From the Latin meaning after death, it's an autopsy. Figuratively, it has come to mean any analysis that follows an event. What's the idiom? Pierce?
Postmortem.
That's correct. Okay, which nation is the world's leading producer of corn?
U.S.
That's correct. More of the arable surface of the globe is given over to what crop than to any other?
Wheat.
That's correct. Of Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Bangladesh, and Japan, identify the most densely populated agricultural country in the world. Right, the correct answer was Bangladesh. An inert body is suspended from a fixed point which is free to oscillate under the action of gravity in equal times between 2 extremes. Name this device associated... Isaac.
Pendulum.
That's correct.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, identify each of the following isms associated with the study of political science. System of government, nearly extinct, characterized by totalitarian socialism.
Marxism.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Correct answer was communism. Font, galley, and matrix are terms associated with which field? Correct answer was printing. The Earth turns on an imaginary line called what? Pierce?
Axis.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Colleges and universities take pride in their tradition and nicknames. Identify the 2 colleges that would be playing in a sports event between the following pairs of teams. The Fighting Irish and the Wolverines.
No.
Nathan?
Oh,
Notre Dame and U of M.
That's correct. The Hoosiers and the Boilermakers.
Indiana and Purdue.
Indiana and Purdue.
That's correct. Tar Heels and Blue Devils.
North Carolina and Duke.
Yeah.
North Carolina and Duke.
That's correct. And Crimson Tide and War Eagles.
Alabama and I don't know who the Warriors are.
Alabama and South Carolina.
And that's Gamecocks.
Sorry, that's incorrect. It was Alabama and Auburn. Okay. When racehorses put on a feed bag, what grain is the most widely eaten? Ethan?
Oats.
That's correct. Okay. In some states, he is known as the prosecuting attorney.
Judge.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was county district attorney. Okay. In what South American country does the Orinoco River flow into the sea, forming a large delta? Tyler.
Chile.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Alcona. Isaac.
Peru.
Sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was Venezuela. Traditional stories and legends transmitted orally rather than in writing from generation to generation are collectively known as what? Ethan?
Tails.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alcona? Antavius?
Oral stories.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was folklore. Historical societies preserve old ships today, but it was what poem by Oliver Wendell Holmes that helped preserve the old ship Constitution? Ethan?
Old Ironsides.
That's correct. All right, plant reproduction. What is the conspicuous site of seed production in plants like roses and cherry trees?
Spores.
Sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was flowers. When physicists are dealing with large quantities of electrical power, they often use a unit of measurement called a megawatt. How many watts equals 1 megawatt? Isaac?
1,000.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview?
10,000.
Sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was 1 million. And that's all the time we have for our second round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. All right, welcome back. So far we've got Fairview with a score of 60 and Alcona in the lead with 115. We're also joined on Fairview's side by alternate Chance Yoder. Our next round is a 60-second round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
This is our 60-second round. The team with the lowest score selects from one of the 4 categories of 10 questions. The team that has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Any missed questions will then be answered by the opposing team. An additional 20-point bonus is awarded for answering all 10 questions correctly.
All right, we'll begin our round with Fairview. They selected 20th century. Put these events in their respective decades. Saturday Night Massacre. Sorry, that's incorrect. Operation Desert Shield.
90s.
That's correct. Dien Bien Phu.
60s.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Power to the People.
70s.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Wyeth Helga Pictures.
Pass.
Robert Frost first poem to read at presidential inauguration.
30s.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Civil Rights Act.
60s.
That's correct. Nuremberg trials.
40s.
That's correct. U.S. becomes world's largest debtor nation. 50s. And Alcona. Put these events in their respective decades. Saturday Night Massacre.
30s.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Dien Bien Phu.
50s.
That's correct. Power to the people.
80s.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Wyeth's Helga Pictures.
40s.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Robert Frost's first poem to read at the presidential inauguration.
70s.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Right, our next category was U.S. geography. Two rivers serve as part of the boundary for Indiana. Name either one of them.
Mississippi River and Ohio River.
Sorry, that's incorrect. The capitals of both North and South Dakota are on what river?
Missouri.
That's correct. What is the oldest borough in New York City?
Central.
Sorry, that's incorrect. What's the only U.S. state that borders two oceans?
Florida.
Sorry, that's incorrect. What Caribbean people are citizens of the United States?
Cuba.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. What is Kentucky's best known natural attraction?
The Keys.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Right, Fairview. Two rivers serve as part of the boundary of Indiana. Name either one of them.
Illinois.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. What is the oldest borough in New York City?
Harlem.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. What's the only U.S. state that borders two oceans?
Texas.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. What Caribbean people are citizens of the United States?
Puerto Rico.
That's correct. And what is Kentucky's best known natural attraction?
Mammoth Caves.
That's correct. Yes. All right, and that's it for our 60-second round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. All right, welcome back. So far we've got Fairview with a score of 110 and Alcona with a score of 135. Our last round is a toss-up round just like the first round, so we'll get right into that. What hyphenated French term refers to arts and literature that is innovative and ahead of its time? Pierce?
Modern.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? The correct answer was avant-garde. The Hawaiian alphabet is made up of only 12 letters, 5 of which are vowels. Name 4 of the 7 consonants. Right, the correct answer was H, K, L, M, N, P, and W. Golda Meir held what political office from 1969 to 1974? Right, the correct answer was Prime Minister of Israel. Give the total number of days for January, March, and July. Antavius?
92.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview?
93.
That's correct. Which of the following are prime numbers? 17, 27, 51, or 59? Ethan?
17.
That's correct, and we're also 59 is too. The study of the positions and relationships of the sun, moon, stars, and planets in order to judge their influence on human actions is called what? Ethan?
Astrology.
That's correct. What is the primary function of the white corpuscles in the blood? Isaac?
To fight disease.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Grace?
Clean the blood? I don't know.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was to destroy bacteria. What is the smaller of the two parts if you divide 90 so that the ratio of the two parts is 3:2? Nathan?
15.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Ethan?
40.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was 36. Quote the next 3 words in this excerpt from the American Declaration of Independence. That to secure these rights, governments are... The correct answer was instituted among men. Queen Elizabeth reportedly requested a play about Sir John Falstaff in love, so the bard wrote which play? Right, the correct answer was The Merry Wives of Windsor. In reply to an ethnic taunt, this 19th century statesman said, "When the ancestors of the right honorable gentlemen were brutal savages in an unknown land, mine were priests in the temple of Solomon. Who was he?" Ethan?
Gandhi?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alcona? Pierce?
King David.
Sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was Benjamin Disraeli. In which opera do Mimi and Rodolfo discover love while searching for a key? The correct answer was La Boheme. In the world of radio communications, it's A for Alpha, B for Bravo, and C for Charlie. Pierce? No? Okay. But what about D and E? Is it Grace?
Delta and Echo.
That's correct. The perimeter of a rhombus is 40 centimeters. The length of the longer diagonal is 16 centimeters. Find the length of the shorter diagonal. The correct answer was 12 centimeters. What was forbidden by law to be imported to the U.S. as of 1808? Isaac?
Alcohol.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Tyler?
Slaves.
That's correct. Chris Evert retired from tennis after winning 18 Grand Slam singles titles. This left her 8 short of the record held by what woman? Right, the correct answer was Margaret Court. Define isotopes. Isaac?
That's the purest form of an element.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Fairview? Chance?
Atom that's gained or lost an electron.
I think that's incorrect. It's atoms having the same atomic numbers but different atomic mass. Right, and Zurich overlooks what lake? Right, the correct answer was Lake Zurich. Right, that's all the time we have for our final round. We'll be right back with the final scores. All right, welcome back. Our final scores are Alcona with 135 and Fairview with 160. So congratulations to Fairview for pulling through in the last round. Join us next week when we'll have Standish versus Alcona. And I'll leave you with a quote by Carl Jung: "Knowledge lies not in truth alone, but in error also." So don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's why they put the little erasers on pencils. Have a good day.